What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about how the LA Clippers just signed Reggie Jackson. So let's see what they have to say about that.
Is Jackson signing a pro-Clippers or anti-Lakers move?
I think it's anti-Lakers. Listen, I'll leave the pro-Clippers element to Max because there are obviously some elements there that you can speak positively about the Clippers. But I'm thinking about what first resonated in my mind the moment that I learned that Reggie Jackson is signing with the Clippers. I'm like, damn, what you gonna get, Lakers? And I'm looking at LeBron James and I'm looking at Rob Pelinka, okay?
Who's Rob Pelinka? Also, I mean, the Clippers, they're just being smart. They're loading up. They're getting ready for war for when and if they meet the Lakers in their playoffs. And, you know, Reggie Jackson compliments the Clippers and Patrick Beverley. So Reggie Jackson's putting up 15, 3, and 5. It is what it is. The Clippers are taking care of business. So let's continue.
LeBron James, one of the greatest ever, Mount Rushmore, mad love and respect. Rob Pelinka, we all sat up there and recognized the fact that since Magic departed, he's done a good job and we can't take anything away from him. But I mean, damn, man. Look, you didn't get Derrick Rose, and I understand you didn't want to give up. You didn't want to give up a first-round pick. I got that. You didn't get Marcus Morris. I understand that the Knicks wanted Caruso and a second-round pick, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure about that, but you didn't get Marcus Morris. You didn't get Derrick Rose. You didn't go after Dennis Schrader for OKC. And now, and Darren Collison, you couldn't get him to come out of retirement. And now Reggie Jackson is with the Clippers, along with Morris. So you've got a situation where the Clippers now have a backup point guard that you can put in pick and roll situations, okay? You still got a guy in Morris who's a fourth body to help guard LeBron James. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. Clearly you are riding the LeBron James, Anthony Davis wave. And I believe their A game, they can beat anybody. They can beat anybody. The problem is when you're 35 years of age, you're in your 17th season, and fresh bodies are being thrown at you over the course of 48 minutes in a...
Now, hold on. You can't do that, man. You can't be flip-flopping back and forth. So when LeBron James plays good and the Lakers win, you guys call him, oh, he's the best ever, and he's the GOAT. He's the best in the game right now, yada, yada, yada. But when they lose, LeBron James has a bad game. Oh, it's because he's 35 years old. He's been playing. This is his 17th year. You know, he gets hurt here and there. You have to stay consistent, all right? You have to stay consistent. You don't get to flip-flop with the guy when he does good or when he does bad. You start making excuses for him. For the most part, LeBron James gets the players that he handpicked on his team, and he got Anthony Davis. Now, I'm not saying that the Lakers are trash because they're number one in the Western Conference right now, and they're putting in the work. But when it boils down to, and you get to the cream of the crop, they've struggled against the LA Clippers, okay? So I don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, LeBron James is old, but they're number one in the Western Conference, and he can take care of business against other teams, but he can't do it against the Clippers. And if he plays the Clippers and loses, they're going to talk about, oh, he's in his 17th year and he's getting these fresh legs thrown at him, yada, yada. You got to stay consistent. So let's continue.
Western Conference, which, by the way, you'll likely have tough competition before you even get to the Clippers, assuming y'all are going to meet in the Western Conference Finals. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, damn. How is it that you're LeBron James, you're the Laker brand, Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, and the Clippers have beaten you to everything? They beat you twice when they went up against you. They got Kawhi Leonard instead of you getting them. They got Marcus Morris instead of you getting them. You didn't get a backup point guard or a point guard to be in the game to spell for LeBron James when he goes to the bench, and you let them get Morris, you let them get Reggie Jackson, you let them get Kawhi Leonard in the offseason. I mean, damn. The Los Angeles Lakers right now, Max looks like a prophet because he was talking about the Clippers. But if the Clippers had stood pat and didn't add anybody, and the Lakers were what they were, I would have said to you, yo, I'm still rolling with the Lakers. Right now, the way...
Yeah, but you have no reason to go with the Lakers over the Clippers based on what happened this year, especially from game one. From game one and the first game of the series between the Clippers and the Lakers, the Clippers beat up on the Lakers. When the Lakers were firing on all cylinders, they had LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Kuzma, and all those other type of guys. And the Clippers pretty much only had Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley, and one or two other guys. But that was game one, and they took care of business. Game two, on Christmas Day, they got beat up again. Now Kawhi's got more backup. He's got Paul George. He has, well, Patrick Beverley's over there. Now he has Marcus Morris. Davis. He has Reggie Jackson. So he has a combination of guys there that are taking care of business now. So you have no reason to believe or think that the Lakers could take care of business against the Clippers. Again, I'm not saying the Lakers are trash because they're killing it right now. They're playing excellent ball right now. That's why they're number one in the Western Conference. But like I said, when you boil it down and you put the best against the best, they struggle against the Clippers. So let's continue.
Things are looking for the Clippers. I mean, because the Lakers are just doing nothing but saying LeBron James and Anthony Davis, please save us, pretty please with sugar on top. I have no choice but to look at the Clippers as the favorites. Go ahead, Max.
Because Kawhi Leonard's the best player in the league. That's what the gravitational pull is. Once upon a time, that was LeBron in Miami, and everyone went there. It's Kawhi in L.A. Everyone's going there. Let's do a thought experiment. This is why it's really more pro-Clippers than anti-Lakers, although, of course, you're right, Stephen A. There are points on both sides. It's both things, but it's more pro-Clippers. Let's do a thought experiment. Let's look at New York, the New York market. Kyrie and KD, they were never going to the Knicks. The Knicks were never going to be an option. How do I know? Because the Knicks have never, in the entire career of Jim Dolan, ever signed a real prime-time free agent. Not even one. They can't get anyone to take their money. So if the Nets didn't exist, do you think that Kyrie and KD wind up on the Knicks? Because when the Nets were in Jersey, the Knicks didn't get anybody. No, Kyrie and KD had New York as a landing spot because the Nets existed and they're run like a functional franchise. It's like LA is attractive, of course. The Lakers were getting guys to take their money. They got LeBron James to take their money. It's not like they weren't, in the last couple of years, able to give free agents money that they would accept. Now, pre-Magic Johnson, that was the case.
So let me cut Max off right there for a quick second. Also, what comes along with being a Laker is I do believe a little bit was LeBron James is trying to ride the coattails of all the Laker royalty that came before him. He's trying to ride those coattails because his finals record isn't too good. So he's going to try to come over to the Lakers and try to make it on the Laker Mount Rushmore, which isn't going to happen. So I think that's part of it. I think a lot of players want to go play with Kawhi Leonard because he's the defending champion, defending finals MVP, and he's a little bit more easy to play with than LeBron James over being with the Lakers. And also, if the Lakers don't do good this year, they don't go too far in the playoffs this year, you can bet that LeBron James is going to start pointing fingers at a few different guys. I mean, this is the quiet before the storm. And I'm not saying the Lakers are trash because they're number one in the Western Conference for a reason. But when you boil it down, you get the best of the best. The Lakers have struggled. So let's continue.
No one wanted to go there. It seemed dysfunctional, the whole thing. But it hasn't been that way since LeBron came, obviously. So this is not really an indictment on the Lakers so much as it is, while LA is attractive, the Clippers are the more attractive destination. That's why they were able to pull the trigger on a deal for Marcus Morris. They get Reggie Jackson in a buyout. They have more gravitational pull because they're a well-run franchise and they have the best player in the world.
Max, stay with me for a second. I know you got a 2-second, a little delay there, so I'm sorry for interrupting, but I got to ask you this question. You say the Clippers are the more attractive destination. Why do you say that?
Well, as evidenced by the fact that free agents and such want to play there, that Reggie Jackson, the buyout last second, has his choice, chooses the Clippers. And I say it's because whatever everyone wants to say about LeBron once upon a time, or even the way he's playing now, the Greek freak in Milwaukee, there is an acknowledgement, whether it's spoken or not, if you want to win a championship, Kawhi is the guy. And then you have the LA market. So, of course...
Exactly. Kawhi is the guy at this point in time that you really want to go and play with. And again, playing with Kawhi is a little bit more or a lot more easier than playing with LeBron James. You know, the guy that calls himself the GOAT. He's got all this stuff to prove. Kawhi Leonard's just playing ball. He's just doing his thing, and he's taking care of business. But I guarantee you, when the Lakers don't do as good as they plan to this year, and they get knocked out at some round in the playoffs, you can guarantee LeBron James is going to be pointing some fingers, and nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that at all. So they figure, you know what? Let's go play with Kawhi Leonard. He's the defending champion, defending Finals MVP. He's beat LeBron James in the Finals, won in Finals MVP against LeBron James. He's easier to play with. It's just more attractive. It's not necessarily geographical being in LA because obviously they play in the same spot. But I think a lot of it has to do with playing with Kawhi Leonard. He's a winner. It'll be harder to play with LeBron James. Just a combination of things. So let's continue.
You're going to pick the place where you can win a chip in LA.
Okay, first of all, let me interject. Number one, they play in the same arena, which obviously means they play in the same city. So the allure of LA and the allure of the Staples Center is negated because it's the same locale for both teams. Now we compare brands. The Laker brand far exceeds the Clipper brand. Everybody knows that. Even you have pointed that out on numerous occasions. So if you take those three elements into consideration and you wipe them out, now we get down to the players. Now for years, Raj, you know this, being the exceptional reporter that you've been throughout these years, covering the NBA, you know this. How many times have we raved about LeBron and how people wanted to come play with him, whether it was in Cleveland or Miami? We kept talking about how people wanted to come play with him. Why is that not the case now when you have the brand in all of basketball, arguably in all of sports, with the Los Angeles Lakers as your backdrop? Something's wrong with this picture here. And I'm not blaming LeBron per se. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying these are like, bless you, Roz. Bless you. I'm just...
So while he's giving blush shoes, so I would not say that LeBron James is the Laker brand because he hasn't done anything yet, not even remotely close. He's got a couple championships to win before he even gets in that conversation. Again, I think it's more attractive to go play with Kawhi Leonard. He's easier to play with. He's a defending champion. LeBron James hasn't won a championship in years. The last time he was at a championship, he got swept. It's just playing with LeBron James, you're going to have a lot of problems with finger pointing. And if things don't go wrong, you can bet he's going to be pointing fingers and looking to cut people's heads off instead of him. He's going to be able to stay there. So again, and it also means something that people don't want to go to the Lakers. Again, the coat. I think LeBron James is riding the coattails of the Lakers that have come before him. He wants to be a part of that Lakers, Mount Rushmore, but it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. And again, saying that most people want to come play with the Lakers because that's an excellent winning franchise. And for all those guys who want to go to the Clippers, that means something. That definitely means something. And I bet you it's because of LeBron James. Like I said, he tried to ride those coattails of the other Lakers before him, but I don't think it's going to work. It's not going to work at all. So let's continue.
Saying these are legitimate questions to ask. If it's not LeBron, it's Jeannie and Pelinka. It's the makeup of the Lakers. It's LeBron having the ball in his hands or something. Because what guard